The Suncoast Campaign for Grade Level Reading presents This Book is Cool.
Hello, my friends, and welcome to This Book is Cool. My name is Beth Duda, and I am the director of the Suncoast Campaign for Grade Level Reading. We have a wonderful book to share with you today. It's a book all about quicksand. The title of the book is the Quicksand book, and it was written and illustrated by Tomie DePaola. We have a special guest with us today to talk to us about why she thinks this book is cool. We have with us attorney Geri Waksler. Hi, Geri. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you, Beth. I'm excited to be here.
It's wonderful. I love that we're looking at you in your law office. It seems very official to me. It makes me feel grown up and important.
Well, I enjoy being a lawyer, but I really enjoy reading.
I do too, and I really enjoyed this Quicksand book. Did you know much about quicksand before you discovered this book?
I only knew what I saw in the movies, and as I learned from this book, what I knew wasn't really what quicksand is all about.
I know. I was fascinated by that as well. So, what do you think you know about quicksand now that you didn't know before?
Well, I didn't realize that it doesn't actually pull you down into it. It's more that you are sinking into it because the particles of the sand have been displaced by water and you can't float on it anymore.
Yep, I thought the same thing because I thought that quicksand sucked you in, and that turns out not to be the case. And we were able to learn that in such an enjoyable way. One of the reasons I liked this book is it wasn't a science book that seemed very serious.
No, this book is very funny. It's so funny that you don't even realize how much you're learning about quicksand while you're reading it.
I loved that the main character was called Jungle Boy.
Yeah, yes, and Jungle Girl, who was sinking in the quicksand.
It was very, very clever. Now, to make things even funnier, over the course of the quicksand challenge, there was another character that came into the book.
Well, yeah, you've got a monkey in the background. So you have Jungle Boy explaining about quicksand to Jungle Girl while she's sinking in it. And in the background, you have a monkey who's setting up a formal dining table with flowers and cake and linens. It's very unexpected, very silly, and totally inappropriate in this jungle environment.
That's right. I would like to think that if I were in a pit of quicksand, my friends would be helping me get out, not setting the table for a formal dinner party in the jungle.
Absolutely.
Well, I loved the details that Tomie DePaola put in the book because we did spend a lot of time looking at what is that monkey doing, and it's a formal dinner table in the middle of the jungle, and it made me very inquisitive and made me pay more attention to the illustrations than I might have otherwise.
The illustrations were beautiful, but they were also informative, and the whole thing together was just very funny. So you have Jungle Boy taking his sweet time explaining quicksand to Jungle Girl while she's sinking in it. At one point, she asks for help, and Jungle Boy says, just a minute. I'd much rather learn about quicksand now rather than once I'm sinking in it. And to learn about it in a way where the illustrations are beautiful, the language is easy to understand, it was just, I loved this book.
I did too. I think it's a very cool book. I appreciate you being with us today. I know that you do a lot of work in your community and you talk to people all the time. Why do you think reading is so important?
Reading is important because it opens up new worlds to you. I didn't know anything about quicksand. I certainly never really thought about the jungle and the types of places you might find quicksand, but reading this book opened up that world to me. You can always find and learn about new things when you're reading, even when you're reading a fiction book. That's why I love reading and think it's so important.
Well, it must have also helped you to love to read as you became an attorney, because I don't know a lot about becoming an attorney, but I have in my mind that it requires you to be able to read an awful lot of information and to really gather the meaning from all of those books.
The fact that I love to read and have been reading all the time since I was a child definitely helped. It helped me get through law school when you are, like you said, having to learn basically a whole new language and a whole new set of information that's unlike anything you've studied before. Reading, I could read more quickly. I could understand and comprehend the information more quickly. And now that I'm a practicing attorney, I still have to do a lot of reading, but I read well because I read often.
Oh, I love that. Read well and read often. That could be a new motto for us. Thank you so much. Thank you for taking time today to talk to us about this really wonderful book. We appreciate everything that you do and appreciate that you took the time to be with us today.
I was so happy to be here, and I just want to tell you at the end of the book, there's even a description about how you can make your own quicksand. I'm going to try that at home.
I'm going to do the same thing. Thanks so much, Geri. Bye for now.
It's good to see you, Beth. Thanks so much for having me.
It was fun to talk to Geri Waksler about what it took to become an attorney, but also learning so much about quicksand. The Quicksand book is a great way to learn important facts about science and quicksand, and also we learned some great words for our word bank. The first word for our word bank is the word carefully. Carefully. That means to be cautious or deliberate with your actions. Our next word is interesting. Interesting. That's something that attracts your attention and excites your curiosity. Our next word is the word struggle. Struggle. That means to have a strong, forceful effort. In this case, Jungle Girl struggles to get free from the quicksand. Our next word is the word careless. Careless. That means not paying close enough attention to avoid harm. And our final word for our word bank is the word swells. Swells. That means a gradual increase in size. Sometimes if you hurt yourself, you'll see that part of your body will start to swell. It gradually gets bigger. We have a wonderful, delicious activity today. We're going to make something that's called quicksand pudding. I have here a pudding cup and a spoon for stirring, and the things that we're going to use to make some quicksand. So I have some Teddy Grahams and a graham cracker. Now, we want to crumble these up so that it becomes like sand. Now, I could take it out of the bag and do that, but it would be very messy. So I'm actually going to leave it in the bag, and I'm going to crush it up just by knocking on the crackers until I have a whole part of the cracker that's just like sand. And I'm going to take it and I'm going to pour it into my pudding cup. Ooh, that looks good. And then I want to do the same thing with a couple of these Teddy Grahams. So I'm gonna, I need to open the bag just a little bit. There we go. I'm gonna knock on these Teddy Grahams and I'm gonna pour those into my pudding cup. Ooh, that's gonna look good. Oops, I got a whole Teddy Graham. So now I have these pieces and I'm going to take my spoon and I'm carefully going to mix up the sand with the pudding. And I have to say that this is quite a fun activity. Not only fun, but very tasty too. This is something that you could do as a special dessert for a party you wanted to have, or as a celebration after you finish the book, the Quicksand book. Geri mentioned that there's another activity in the book as well. It gives you a recipe for making your very own quicksand. So I hope that you'll take time to make your own quicksand or make your own quicksand pudding. And if you do, take a picture of you enjoying it and send it to us at connect@gradelevelreadingsuncoast.net. Reading is the key to succeeding, my friends. And I have to say that crushed up graham crackers is the key to a delicious quicksand pudding. Bye-bye for now.